So for most people, one of the most interesting aspects of a past life regression lies in the stories that we're creating from this experience. And these stories are the circumstances of our past lives, meaning what we looked like, our gender, where we lived, what we did, how we died. All of these paint a story, a picture of who we were. And I think that that's one thing that most people are curious about. They want to know who they were. And this is a really great entry point into this for people. That curiosity can be a powerful motivator to draw them into discovering more about themselves. So one of the things that I work with people on is how these stories live within us, and that it isn't necessarily about the circumstances of how we lived and the circumstances of our birth in our past lives as well as in this one, but more how we continually inform these stories. So something from your past life that may have happened, a story perhaps, a way you died, a love that you lost, something that you failed to do. I'm most curious about how that story lives within you and how you keep recreating patterns based on that story. I think that past life regression as a process has been around long enough now. There have been a couple of generations ahead of me who have done this work. I think it's been around long enough now that it's time to stop looking at the specifics of each life and, you know, the fact that I was a cowboy or a monk, you know, and taking that story that we paint and discovering how that story relates to our life now, because it's really the life that we're living right now and the future that we're creating that does matter the most. So rather than going through all of these stories with people, you know, this is who I was, this is what I did, I'm more curious about when they go home, how will they take that cowboy with them? What pieces of that life or that persona will they use as a tool for empowering their life, for learning from the lessons that that person learned? And what is it that they need to release from that story? What is it they need to let go? And where's the wisdom that that person gained that they can use in their life right now? So it's really less of the what and more of the so what I think that we need to start stepping into with this work. It's really not who we were, but who we're becoming that matters. And so eventually the goal becomes, with doing this work over time, to learn to become more than our story, to learn to be more than these bodies and circumstances and even the lessons, to not be tied down by what we think we are, by the circumstances of our life, and to become more than that, to just be, to just exist. When people ask me who I am, it becomes a complicated question. I am cumulative of all of my experiences in my past life, but I've been able to make that leap and even beyond. I'm none of those. I'm all of them and I'm none. And that's the eventual leap that we want to make, where we just understand that we are and that we see that in others as well. And to get past the story, let the story be something that we learn from. Let it be something we grow from. But we don't need to be our story. So the point is for this work over time is to become more than our story.